I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the Stanley Cup on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Polymarket.
Polymarket?
Polymarket is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the Stanley Cup?
Especially during the Stanley Cup. Polymarket is an official prediction market of the NHL.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Polymarket is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Polymarket now and use promo code GRIT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Polymarket and use promo code GRIT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code GRIT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in, watching the show on YouTube TV, listening, Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and any of our affiliates across the country. Another busy hour coming up. We have in-pocket plays, our best bets to get into. Stanford Steve on the program in a half an hour. I think we're going to have Jason Giambi on the show today. And right now we go out to the progressive guest line as a longtime friend of the show now, Meat Man, Steve Wyss joins the program because we win podcast.
The Butcher.
The Betting Weekly studios. Yeah, hey, Butcher. How are you, buddy?
Oh, hey, guys. How's it going? Yeah, I'm just about come down after that first match in the World Cup, South Africa, hanging on to lose 2-0 against Mexico. I was on the under. I was sweating it out. And, you know, I'm not normally a hedger, but even I had to take a little bit of a hedge when they went down to 9 men. Because that didn't look good, but he managed to win 2-0.
How about that? So you're saying usually both teams to get a red card is 33-1, and we had 3 red cards in the match. You probably think 80-1.
To be honest, I've never even seen over 2.5 red cards being offered by a book.
Sure.
So, but usually both teams to get a red is in general around 33-1, sometimes a bit more. It would have been, you might be able to get 40, you might have been able to get 40-1 on that today. So someone's cashed it, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And a great call by you. 2 years ago, you gave out Colombia 150, 100-1, and as low as 33-1 now to win the World Cup. Good job, Meat Man.
Yeah, let's hope they can get the job done. They're a solid sort of team. Chance they could run into Spain in the last 16, but sometimes to win it or go deep, you've got to beat the best, right? And maybe they're the sort of team that could give them a bloody nose.
How about a match we have coming up tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock out here on the West Coast. Match number 2 of the day and for the tournament. South Korea takes on Czechia, and you have a bunch of plays for this match, yeah?
Yeah, I've got lots of plays for you here. Main bet under 2.25 goals. Because, I mean, if we consider that first match just now, forget the red cards. After the first goal was scored, there was not really that many main chances when it was 11 versus 11. And even when it went 2-0 to Mexico, they were just looking to control the game and keep it at 2-0. And to only win 2-0 they were against 9 men for the last 10 or 15 minutes is kind of incredible, and just shows you the importance of making sure you get off to a professional start. If you are leading 1-0, I think teams are just going to try and control the game. And if the match stays a tie for a long period, it might end a tie. So I think we're going to see really tight fixture. Chance of really bad weather as well in Guadalajara here in Mexico. Maybe we might get stop-start. Maybe even the players might come off the field. Lack of rhythm and stuff. So I'm seeing a tight one. I mean, I'm seeing South Korea slightly winning it 1-0. But I wouldn't rule out that 0-0 or 1-1 either. So I think under 2.25 Asian goals looks a good bet.
Why South Korea to win the second half at plus 185?
Well, there was an incredible stat that I came across on a live show I was doing on that because we win today with Nigel. And something like 12 out of 13 goals that South Korea have ever scored in the World Cup come in the second half.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a good stat. And now stats are sometimes no good without a reasoning. And I think one of the reasons is South Korea have always been a good physically conditioned side. Good stamina, good pace, and that sort of thing. And they have been acclimatizing by having altitude camps at Salt Lake City and in Mexico. And I think they're going to be well in tuned in this game, and they're going to get stronger as the game goes on. Czechia, they're based in Texas. I think it's quite a big ask suddenly going to Mexico, a different country. You're at a decent altitude here as well. And I think South Korea are just going to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. So to win the second half at plus 185, I think that's generous. I could see it being 0-0 halftime, and South Korea managed to get that goal in the second half to get them a 1-0 win.
This match starts at what time for you? 3 a.m.?
3 a.m.
You gonna be up watching it?
Yeah, I'm going to be betting and watching on baseball. I've got a cricket bet that I've got on in the West Indies to keep me entertained. So, yeah, I'm going to be staying up.
Well, how often are you on with Nigel? You guys doing that on a regular basis?
We are daily now on because we win Betting Weekly Studios, even on the weekends now. So, 11 a.m. Eastern time.
How about two props you like?
Well, one advantage that the Czechs do have here is the height. They are the fourth biggest team in terms of height at the tournament. So there's a couple of lads I like, Thomas Souček and Ladislav Krejci, over 0.5 shots each. Souček is plus 175. Generally, you can get at least plus 120 anywhere. And then Krejci, the captain, around plus 300. Just a shot on target. Hopefully they don't go in. But they are dangerous, very dangerous from set plays. They scored the most set place goals in European qualifying. So Souček and Krejci, watch out for them big lads from corners and free kicks.
Matt, how about a couple of teams to reach the quarters here? We have a common play. I bet the Netherlands. You like them? Tell us why. And who's the other team that you like?
Netherlands to start with, because I think for me, the Netherlands are the sort of team, they beat up teams that they should beat. And when they face someone good, they often get found out. But if you look at the route they've got to the quarterfinals here, if they win their group, which I think they will, they've not got to face another group winner until the quarterfinals. So that's usually money for the Netherlands. They get the job done when they need to get it done. I know some people fancy them to go a bit deeper, but I just think they lack overall quality compared to the real big dogs. At plus 160, though, to reach the quarterfinals looks really good to me. And then USA, yes, I do like you guys over there to have a good tournament, surprisingly. Some people don't think that, but I think you do. Plus 335, Bet Rivers offering that, and I think you can get at least plus 300 in most books. I really think that you can ride the wave of being the host nation. This is possibly the best USA squad ever. Soft section of the draw. Again, you need to probably win the group, which I think they can. Even second place isn't terrible, actually. And also, home teams do get a few more decisions here and there. It's going to add up throughout the tournament. So I think USA can reach that quarterfinals. And plus 335, very generous in my opinion.
How about top goal scorer?
I'm going to go Kylian Mbappe here and also Rafinha. I think France could win the tournament, not going to lie. But a better bet might well be Kylian Mbappe at plus 600 to be the top scorer, because if they're going to win it, he's going to fire. This is a man that comes alive in the World Cup. I mean, his historical record is absolutely brilliant. Look at him in domestic leagues. He's won golden boots in France, in Spain. He didn't even have the most amazing season in La Liga, but he still racked up a lot of goals. One of the big things for Mbappe, he's actually a very, very selfish player, an individual player, but you need that in sports sometimes. And he's not going to turn down the opportunity to shoot. And I think that's the difference, where some of these guys in the market will be looking for the pass rather than shooting. He's not going to be looking for that. He's going to be looking to hit the ball in the back of a net. He can score golazzos, low XG chances. He's on the penalties. And a lot of people saying, France are in a tough group. And they are. But I think the defense of Norway and Senegal isn't that great. And it's the sort of group where he's probably going to have to play all the group games to make sure they win it. So I think Kylian Mbappe, if France are going to win the World Cup, he's going to be the top scorer, in my opinion, plus 600. Rafinha for Brazil, 25-1. Got to be worth a go. He's going to be on their penalties, and Brazil are maybe sneaking under the radar. You could get 10-1 on them a couple of days ago, but only 9s now. There's some holes in the defense, especially out wide, but they've got some brilliant offensive players, and Rafinha is one of those. Maybe I've got a soft spot for him because he used to play for my team in the Premier League, Leeds United. But he's quality. He's on the penalties. Too big, really. I think Rafinha should be about 12 to 16s.
How about to win the World Cup? Give us a short shot and a couple long shots, please.
Yeah, Portugal. I think Portugal have to be worth a bet at plus 800. Look, they've got probably the best midfielder in the world. They've got Ronaldo, and I'm convinced FIFA want Ronaldo to win a World Cup. Mark a date down, 11th of July at Kansas City. We could get Argentina versus Portugal. Messi against Ronaldo for one final time. I know we're going to see it. And I think Portugal have got the squad depth to go all the way, and plus 800. I think they're better than England, and I think they're a better price than what France and Spain are. For some long shots, Switzerland 80-1, and Ecuador at 100-1.
Ooh.
Switzerland, because they're a very experienced team, they're well balanced across the board. They're in a nice section of the draw. It's probably the easiest group in the whole competition. Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia, Qatar, really poor group. They should win the group or at least be second in it. And the sort of team that if you draw them in the knockouts, you're not going to really enjoy seeing their name there because they're just awkward. I mean, Ecuador, 100-1. I think they're a really solid unit, brilliant defense, only hardly conceded a goal in qualifying. And they could be a good bet, actually. The market's not being offered many places. The team to concede the fewest goals because they could be racking up 0-0s. They had 8 0-0s in qualifying, which is absurd. So the 0-0 detector's running out with them. You could look at their goalkeeper for the Golden Glove as well, Hernan Galindez, 50-1. I've seen him as big as 80s. So Ecuador, Switzerland would be my 2 dark horses. And, of course, Colombia, fingers crossed they can get on a good run.
Quickly here, I've heard a lot of love for the Ivory Coast. Are you in the same boat?
Yeah, I'm starting to. I love them for top African team, plus 450. And, you know, I even looked at the futures at plus 300 and I thought, shall I have a little bit of a nibble here? Because the more I think about it, they've got 2 exceptional players. This Diomande in attack is going to become one of the best wingers in the world, in my opinion. And they've got, they've got young defenders as well who are worth keeping an eye on. And, you know, to be top African team just means to finish the furthest out of all of them. There's question marks over several African sides. Morocco are the favourites in this market. But I could see Ivory Coast getting to the last 32, winning that game, and then giving themselves maybe a chance in the last 16. Probably get knocked out there, but that might be enough to win this bet. Just when you look at the squads, I just think they've got some of the best young talent in there. And they could surprise a few people. They're in Germany's group. Germany probably win the group, but Ivory Coast could well get second in that group and go on a good run for you.
Very good. Follow Steve on X at Meatman Soccer, Because We Win podcast, Betting Weekly Studios. Thank you. Best of luck tonight, this weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Take care. See you next time.
Back at you.
Can't wait. Excellent. Great knowledge.
The menu for the World Cup on Pauly Market is absolutely gigantic. Get $50 right now on us when you go there. Make sure you use the code BUZZ, B-U-Z-Z. That's the code when you go check out Pauly Market. Up next, an early edition of In Pocket Plays. We'll recap our bets from last night and tell you what we've added for tonight and beyond. Next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the Stanley Cup on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Pauly Market.
Pauly Market?
Pauly Market is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the Stanley Cup?
Especially during the Stanley Cup. Pauly Market is an official prediction market of the NHL.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Pauly Market is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Pauly Market now and use promo code GRIT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Pauly Market and use promo code GRIT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code GRIT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
The guy has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3-1 odds. Nope. 5-1. Nope. 10-1. You're out.
All right. It was over when Kat got his 2 fouls in 62 seconds. That was all she wrote. So the alt assists and the assists, he got 2 assists. I needed 3 on the same game parlay, but over 3.5, no good. Kurtz had a base hit to start the game, and that was it. What do we do? Come on. They played a 4-3 game now.
All right, well.
Oh, man. Both teams hit 2 home runs, prop cash, though. But,
I did?
Yeah. Each team hit 2 home runs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That got there.
In a 4-3 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Kurtz starts with the base hit, and that's it. After hitting 3 home runs in the previous 2. So, nice win for the A's. So, no luck there, and a bad luck with Cat. But that's Cat, you're getting into with the foul trouble. Jam Penny, where is he gone? What has happened to this guy? He made 1-3 last night.
Yep.
And it was, an avalanche in the first half, and he wasn't involved.
I know.
So OG is now $5 to lead this market.
What's the lead for OG?
I don't know. I'd have to look. Must be comfortable that he's $5. Wemby is the favorite now to lead in rebounds. He was minus 140 before the series. Brunson, 20-plus points in every game, plus 240. Let's get it. He's obviously done it in every... Hello! OG Finals MVP, 40-1. Windhorst and Bontemps on their podcast said that's their guy. He's down to 2-1.
I wish I had in pocket as well.
Get that. Well,
more on that coming up.
Spurs in 6. No good. World Cup own goals under 10.5. And adding some new stuff. Wings over tonight. Angel Reese over 11.5 rebounds. What has happened to this guy? How much playing time is he going to get now? He's going to score 11 points Saturday?
Does Alvarado overtake some of his minutes? Or is it going to be more Alvarado, less Shamet?
There's got to be a lot of Alvarado. And that's another great story. He was emotional after the game. Kid from New York.
Yeah.
Knicks fan. And he's out there crying, knocking down big shots. Bridges under 10.5 points. Iraq, fewest goals, 8-1. Oh, there was a great breakdown. We got an email, ftm@vsin.com. Great breakdown. Total matches to go to penalty shootout, over 4.5. The last 3 World Cups, 4, 4, and 5. We got so many more matches.
Oh, yeah.
With all these added teams.
Very true.
But that was a good breakdown, and thank you for the email. Found that. Appreciate it. That is Mitch. That's not me with the Netherlands. No problem, Corey. Okay. Good luck, everyone.
All right. Recapping last night. Yeah. Man, told you.
Oh, I forgot. I can't believe we didn't mention it. That's why you have to go money line. Take the points with the dog and always play the extra juice like you did in Humans, because you never know. You'll be shocked how many games fan fall 1 or 2.
I have been burned on that too many times to be comfortable laying 1.5, 2.5. I'll take the money line.
How about that landing spot for books? How many people took Spurs money line if they...
Yeah, right.
Or then said, I'll lay the 1.5 or 2 with the Knicks, and then it becomes 1.
Very true. Yep. So that was an easy one. And Alvarado got there late with that. I can't remember how much time was on the clock, but he got another rebound to go over 1.5. That was a winner at plus 119. New stuff. Pending. Here you go. Put these on the VSiN Picks page as well. Look, I mean, I really like the World Cup. I'd love to go to a match sometime. I am far from a knowledgeable soccer bettor, expert, any of it. I enjoy listening to the analysis of Steve Wyss we just had on, Nigel Seeley, others here on the network. Pauly, you love the sport as well. The more I listen, the more I read, the Netherlands feel, maybe this is too popular. But to reach the quarters, Meatman got a better number than I did. I got plus 140 on it. Also Morocco, and I will fully admit that I felt when Morocco made that run at the last World Cup, I loved the scene, man. Their fans were absolutely electric, and I recall that. And now they're obviously good again this year, so I bet them at plus 330 to make the quarters. Tonight in the WNBA, ran this down on the last half an hour. Natasha Mack for Phoenix, over 9.5 rebounds, plus 112. She is a great rebounder, has had double digits in 6 games so far this year. Has to play more minutes, actually. And I'm betting on that tonight. And in Major League Baseball, I made it an official bet here. I'm going Dodgers first 5 minus half a run, minus 120. And the reasons why. Ohtani, great numbers against Keller, including 4 extra base hits and 2 home runs. Freeman, 500 in his career against Mitch Keller. The 91 plate appearances against Keller for this Dodgers rotation. They have a .313 average with a weighted on base of .422. Dodgers in the first 5, last 16 are 12-3-1. Wroblewski's 8-2 in the first 5. I will point out the Pirates have been really good in the first 5, but I'm laying it with the Dodgers on the road tonight, minus a half a run, minus 120 to get it done in the first half.
All right. Eat. Follow the money, brought to you by Pauly Market. Get in on the action with a free $50 using promo code BUZZ at Pauly Market. Get ready for Game 5 on Saturday. Game 5 tonight, Stanley Cup as well. The menu is nuts. It's incredible. Everything they offer, from Conn Smythe to the game, to the futures, to the UFC, to the politics, mentions, weather. Get up there, check it out, and get your free $50. Code BUZZ at Pauly Market. Get up there now. The late match, penalty 6-1. To miss a PK 19 and 20-1. Total 2.5 under minus 170. Circa is offering every match goal in the first 10 minutes of the soccer.
What do you have to lay?
The no, $6, $7?
I wonder if you bet the yes, like in every match, if that would be a winner at the end of it at a huge plus price. That's like betting overtime in every single first round hockey game, right? When you get plus 350 or 4-1 only in the first round, and for years it's been a winner. Should we do that? You want to make that a goal?
Maybe you could parlay all those.
Track that?
Do that. That's nuts. To offer that in a soccer match? That's crazy. What do you think tonight? Carolina, most first period goals in the regular season. Vegas was 27th. Vegas has outscored Carolina 9-1 in the second period of the series. Carolina has outscored Vegas. This is a stunner because Vegas was the nuts all year in the third period. It's 10-3 Carolina in the third period.
Oh. Okay,
that's wild.
To me, I asked both you and Mike Palm yesterday who has been the best team in the series through 4 games. And it was kind of a coin flip. And Mike Palm's analogy was, it's like if we had to go to the scorecards, man, it'd be like 38 apiece right now in a boxing match. And home ice has basically meant nothing. Uncle Lou told us that 90 minutes ago when he was on the show. Road teams are above 500 so far. This to me it's a totally dead even series. Plus 138 is the only way. When home ice doesn't mean anything, and it's a pick 'em when they're playing in Vegas, but now Carolina's $1.55 in the game, I could only look at the Golden Knights to win the game. What tells us that Carolina should be this big of a favorite right now? Maybe Bussy comes in and he's awesome tonight. Kind of the unknown. He did allow 3 goals in that first game.
I can't believe Anderson not dressing again.
I know. That's
maybe concussed, something. It doesn't make sense.
If I had to speculate, I would say it has to be some sort of an injury.
Uh-huh.
Because why?
Does this continue though again? Every game's gone over?
Well, I lost
on the alts. Not only that, going over the alts.
I lost my shorts the first 2 games, and that was enough for me. So I don't want to get involved with betting the under in this game. Does it revert? This is going to go at least 6 games. Are you telling me that the series is going to play out 5-3 every game? 4-3, 5-4. We're not going to have
mistakes continue. The shaky goaltending continues. On Hart's side,
I would have to think we're getting a 1-0, maybe not like 2-1 game at some point. But I don't think it's worth me going back to the well and betting my own money on it.
I would love to see what the markets do if it's 5-4, 5-4, and then what would they do in Game 7?
Yeah.
Where historically it's always squeaky bum time.
Watch that happen, Pauly, and they make it 5.5.
Good question to Dennis, too. What, Eichel, you going to show up? 2 assists?
Has to show up tonight.
-3 in 4 games? -3?
No.
Where is he?
By the way, how about his answer on the Conn Smythe? If you missed Dennis Bernstein, he was on at 4:30 Eastern, first hour of the show. You got to go back and listen to his appearance today, getting ready for this game.
It's bad. That's bad news for people with Stahl tickets.
Follow the Money podcast. Yeah. He basically said no shot for Stahl. And he has been a voter for the Conn Smythe in previous years. He said it's a playoff award. It's not for the finals. 25th overall in points. He said, I cannot see Stahl winning this award. He basically said it's Martyrs to lose. Or it's Martyrs by default.
Right.
Yeah.
We're in McDavid territory here.
We got a great tweet about this. You can find Marner to win the Conn Smythe, Carolina to win the Cup at 13-1.
Okay. That is a good tweet. Where is that?
I'll tell you during the break.
Thank you.
Stanford Steve was at Madison Square Garden last night.
Oh.
Was that the best sporting event he's ever attended? And does he think the Spurs can bounce back in Game 5?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We are trying to connect with Stanford Steve on the court last night, Sports Center for ESPN. Let me read you this in the meantime. What a tweet from Josh Yohei. Everybody is talking about the NBA and the Stanley Cup Finals. I would imagine Roger Goodell is strongly considering Tuesday night games in June on HBO Max to make sure this never happens again.
Very good.
Not only that, but the World Cup. All right. I mean,
well
sure.
played. Well played. We are spoiled here with what we've been watching. And the Knicks comebacks, especially, to do it. This is once in a lifetime. And they did it twice back-to-back series. They're down 20 with 9 minutes and 7 minutes.
Yeah. Did you think that they were dead?
Absolutely.
No,
it was over. I thought it was over in the second quarter.
I never did.
Come on.
No, I got the receipts too. I bet him plus 830 to win. I bet him plus 255. I bet him plus 135. I kept betting the Knicks over and over and over again. That was a very expensive tip-in. That could have been a very expensive tip-in by OG. But it paid off big time last night.
Wow.
When the Spurs would not stop taking threes, I'm like, this game's far from over.
Third quarter?
Yeah. Yes.
Third quarter.
I wanted to bet the Knicks when they were down 29, but it was only 30-1.
Yeah.
And we go out to the progressive guest line now. He was there last night, Stanford Steve on the program. I'm asking you this for a very specific reason. How long have you been at ESPN and with SportsCenter, Steve?
Scott's show is in its 11th year on the TV side.
You have seen everything then in like the last decade plus. Was that the best sporting event, most electric atmosphere you've been to?
I've been thinking about it the whole train ride home today, Mitch. And the thing that is so perfect about last night, and Scott and I talked about this on our podcast today, only a Knicks home game in the NBA Finals can you get that cast of characters and that energy in that place, which is the best building in America. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, a college game. Like, I always go back to the Michael Crabtree game at Texas Tech. That's the pinnacle, because the week leading up to it and being there for 4 days, like it was Halloween weekend. It was Texas was number one. Tech was trying to, get over the hump.
I recall the game.
That thing just sticks in my head because it was 3 days long. But that 2 hour span last night where, I should say maybe it was, an hour and a half. When they get it under double digits, or even when they got it to 11, I said, this is real. It's real. You could just feel it in the building. And that's what stuck out to me. It was just the sound of the comeback, because it was like, okay, got to get a stop here. And we're in the hallway. I couldn't even really see, as it's going on. And I'm like, oh, that's a 3-pointer cheer. That's an and one cheer. Like, you could just tell the level as it kept going up and up and up. And, but it's, I've been there for Big East championships as good as it is. UConn St. John's, UConn Pitt back in the day. I was at the finals in the run in 99. But last night they're just begging you for give them a chance to be a part of the game. And the Knicks hung in there. And I thought Mike Brown sticking with Alvarado was enormous, because Brunson didn't sit in the second half, but he just needed a little bit not to have to handle the ball the whole time. And Alvarado made the huge shots. 2 threes and that spinning layup were enormous. And the little bit of ball handling that he did, I thought was enough for Brunson, to get unlocked. Which you saw a different Brunson once Castle got that fourth foul, and that's where the momentum picked up. Is Jalen got loose a bunch in that run. So, obviously recency bias. No, there's nothing like that was, because it wasn't a court storm, but you have every celebrity just on the court, in disbelief, people hugging each other, because they didn't know what to say. They didn't know what to react, because we have never seen anything like that.
That's why I watched all night. And it was because it was, okay, here's Spike Lee coming on. And there's Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David in the background. And Larry Johnson and Turturro. And nobody wanted to go home because it was a once in a lifetime. And you're right, I can't believe what just transpired.
Yeah. And Pauly, like, I'm looking up at the upper deck as we start doing the show. Like, Inside's on the air. Spike comes over. We got OG Anunoby. He's dripping in sweat. And he comes over, and you can tell him. I mean, Patrick Ewing gave me a hug. Like that, it was just
wow.
It was mayhem. You want to talk about feeling like a little person? Wow, what a mammoth of a man that is. But the pride that the old Knicks have, I think, is awesome.
Yep.
You have this. I mean, Chalamet and Stiller for Game 3, guys. Stiller, we got there, with all the security and thing. We walked in. Scott and I got in the building 3 hours prior. And Ben Stiller's already there filming the Spurs walk up the ramp. Like, the guy he's invested, and these guys are legit, man. So it was just a scene, man. Absolute scene, a cast of characters, and everywhere you turned, it was just raw emotion because, McEnroe was great on Inside before the game when he was like, I was 14 when Walt Clyde won 2 titles. He goes, I thought that was going to happen to my, every 3 or 4 years. It's been 53 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, here's the $64,000 question then. The Spurs are laying 5.5 in Game 5 back in San Antonio. Do they just forget about what happened last night and they're okay and they come out and they beat them?
First off, this has never happened before, right? A team down 3-1 and almost 6-point favorite. There's no way. I can't ever remember. Like, maybe when Draymond got suspended, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of, but I don't think Cleveland was that big of a favorite anyway. Because that was in Oakland too. I think the Spurs are young enough to move on past it.
So do I.
I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as you don't want to. People say the series is over. I just am still cautious because. When you look at the way the 2-2, 1-1-1 lines up, like every quarter, there's going to be more pressure. If San Antonio comes out, shoots the lights out like they did in the first half, the Knicks they're not coming back in that game. So now, what's your next opportunity? Game 6 at home. And what's lurking if you can't close the door there? You got to go on the road and win a Game 7 in a series that you were up 3-1. And that's, you don't want to get there. And every minute that goes by in each of these next games, how many there are, the pressure adds on the Knicks. And I just wonder, as taxing as this series has been, we've kind of, stayed away from injuries, which I see, you see starting to pile up on the Stanley Cup side. So, anything can happen. But, I thought the Spurs would be worth more money than they were because this is the same price it was when they went down 2-0, right? So 3-1, 2 games difference. I guess it's the same. But yeah, I would be very wary of San Antonio.
Great point about how the 2-3-2 going away really helped because if another game in a Garden would have been a killer.
Oh,
how about they have to fade a Wemby, misplaced elbow now and everything. The fact that they have to win and dodge a possible suspension if something could happen.
Yeah, I get it, and that's the thing that was. I mean, in the building, at halftime, the Spurs have 76 points,
right?
And all the whining and complaining is about Towns with 2 fouls. I'm like, guys, they just set a record for NBA 3-point percentage in a finals game. It's not because Towns has 2 fouls. They're shooting the lights out. Your defense is non-existent. Buckle it up. So, I mean, I was walking behind Rick Brunson, going back out to the court for halftime. And I could just see he had this look of disbelief. And I saw him after the game. I was like, hey, I was walking behind you. And he's like, man, I didn't want to come out of the locker room. He goes, but then he points to, his son and everything. He's like, that's a credit to those guys. They knew what they had to do and they went out and did it. So, just incredible. I mean, it's really hard, guys, because I'm trying to find words to explain it, and there just isn't. Like like I said, the sound of it, the comeback, and just the feeling in there of just pure euphoria was unbelievable.
I think I have the closest comp, if I recall correctly. Were you not on the air immediately after the Cubs won Game 7?
I was at Wrigleyville.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was scary. That was scary. I was like on a little podium waiting to go on, and all of a sudden they started carrying the podium. I mean, it was mayhem because all the bars closed as soon as the game ended. And so everybody was out. I was like, this might be it, guys. I might be going down here. That was a scary one. I'll never forget that one. But, like I said, what makes it is that building and that cast of characters. Like you're only getting that night and maybe, Game 6. But the idea that, the first half was so bad that when you factor in all the things, it's for sure up at the top because especially being so recent, but that idea, that building is what sets it apart.
Steve, you are the man. Can't thank you enough. That was great. Thanks so
Absolutely.
much, and enjoy the rest of the series.
Mitch, I got a De'Aaron Fox jersey for you in the mail.
Good. Can't wait. Going right in the garbage. Oh, man. All right.
Patrick Ewing giving you a hug.
How about that? Yeah.
Everyone was there.
He'll engulf you, no problem.
Yeah.
You're going to hear from Mitch Johnson, Spurs head coach, next. Do they just put that game behind them and move forward?
I feel like I'm getting robbed when I bet the Stanley Cup on a sportsbook.
Dude, delete that app. You need to be using Pauly Market.
Pauly Market?
Pauly Market is a prediction market, not a sportsbook. You trade against other fans, not the house. That means more money for you and less for greedy sportsbooks.
Even during the Stanley Cup?
Especially during the Stanley Cup. Pauly Market is an official prediction market of the NHL.
No way. What's the catch?
No catch. And it's available in all 50 states. Pauly Market is so confident you'll never go back, they're giving you $50 free on your first trade.
I'm deleting my sportsbook app. How do I get started?
Download Pauly Market now and use promo code GRIT for $50 free for your first trade. Stop letting sportsbooks steal from you. Download Pauly Market and use promo code GRIT for $50 free on your first trade. Use promo code GRIT.
Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Check local regulations before trading. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Okay, I'll tell you what the ultimate dream scenario is here for the NBA Finals and how it should, if it plays out like this, collectively, all of us plunking down our own money to wager on this stuff, we want the Spurs to win a very high-scoring game on Saturday night, 137 to 120. The reason why we want that is because we want that Game 6 to be back at the Garden and that total to get bumped up as high as possible. I would hope for a 220. And it's a suitcase bet to the under in Game 6. That's what we all need to happen because can you imagine?
It's Tony Brothers. Yes.
3-2 Knicks, a chance to close it out at home and squeaky bum time for all those players. It's the ultimate 92-87 game.
Oh, that's real pressure, too.
Yeah, 100%.
1973, up 3-1. Then the Spurs can come in loose. Let's see Saturday if Shaq calls it a must-win for the Knicks. I wouldn't be surprised. But it just, that's real pressure. Because it's only happened once. And that was the 2016 Cavs. To be down 3-1 in the NBA Finals and rally to win. And I really like the 2-3-2. It's too bad. I don't like the 2-2-1-1-1, but this really helps out the Spurs here. Because if they had to go right back to the Garden, I don't think it was going to go well.
What do you think about the extra day? Does that help or hurt the Spurs? I've been going back and forth like a ping pong match on this in my head.
I don't know.
I think it would hurt the Knicks if they played tomorrow night.
I was shocked that Robinson was gassed right away.
Oh, immediately.
That was a killer. I mean, he played so many guys in the first half, and nothing was working. And then to throw out Alvarado out there with Brunson and how he was played so well, and that put him over the hump, and that's the first time they've been on the floor together. But a lot of people bringing up good points. There's no way that happens with Tibbs. He wouldn't do it. And the trust that the guy had in the bench, but it's also bizarre to see Bridges now has disappeared. McBride has disappeared. Alvarado has emerged. What has happened to Shamet? Towns in foul trouble. But OG's been the stud, and Brunson's been the stud.
I think we get more Alvarado, and the market knows that. He was 5.5 last night, Pauly, for points, rebounds, and assists.
But it's an Alvarado on the road, though.
Oh, and it's 7.5 now, juiced over.
Yeah. I like McBride. Look, I go, give me McBride under, because he's done nothing. Now it's 2.5, though, only.
Right.
I mean, he could be a blowout. He hits a 3, you lose.
Keep going with Harper?
Absolutely. He needs more minutes. Got to be big. I mean, what does it going to take for Johnson to say this guy needs to be on the floor? This guy's a better option than Fox.
Well, and
this guy needs definitely more minutes, especially in the fourth quarter. Why are you pulling him? He's been awesome.
How many players really can't play in the series? Number one that comes to mind is Keldon Johnson. This is just, he's vanished.
Yeah.
I can't, if they go back, they have plenty of time to think about this now. You have to really examine like how many minutes that guy's going to get. Other than like a quick breather.
I'm concerned about Robinson minutes too, because they'll go to Hacker Robinson and he can't make a free throw.
Right.
That's the other thing. And it hurts the flow and rhythm of your offense.
Okay, so we do have a couple of days to think about betting the game overall. I want to see where the market's going to take this. I'm hoping to get below 5 on the game. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility or not. Right now, Caesars has -5, -105 on that. That is a territory I'm willing to explore because I want to be on the Spurs side. I think exactly what Stanford Steve talked about. They're so young. They're so inexperienced. I think the game's already out of their system in my mind. And they come out and they just play carefree basketball because they're kids in Game 5. Mitch Johnson, Spurs coach, he has to get better, but he talked about putting Game 4 behind them as well.
Yeah, I think, again, we have 2 days to put everything we have into that game. That's the only game that matters. And, by no means am I not acknowledging the Knicks and what they've done and give them credit for playing good basketball, but we feel like we've decided the outcome of all 4 games, and we need to be better in the next game.
Here's where I think the extra day could help out the Spurs. There's going to be a lot of pop involved that we don't hear about, and I think that can only be a good thing.
Well, that comment also made the rounds, and Castle said the same thing, and that's I know a lot of Knicks fans don't like it, and that'll probably get their way to the Knicks players too. About we're also taking it from you too. How about we get some credit?
Well, he made a point. I'm not taking anything away from the Knicks.
What Castle's thought was, we've handed them the game. Paul,
they've blown double-digit leads in every one of these games.
The Knicks blew a game too. At least they almost blew a game, but had a 14-point lead. So it does get wild, and I don't know what's going to happen. The more you see what's going on between the treatment of Wembanyama, how he's become a villain, the fighting, attacking the Spurs.
Didn't take long.
This is really going to get out of control, I think, if they win Game 6 at home. It's just you're outnumbered. The cops and security are outnumbered. Mm-hmm. It's just too many people looking to wreak havoc, and how fans are going to be jubilant and too excited and euphoric, and what that's going to be like since 1973.
How do they even get out? How do the Spurs get out of the city? What if they win a Game 6? There were thousands of fans around the bus and the team hotel last night after the game.
Yeah, multiple people throwing
eggs at him, hitting him in the head.
Yeah.
This is going to go nowhere, but you have to be, New York, you have to be better than that. You're not, but you have to be better than that. Come on.
You got to be concerned. Could be a big problem.
Do you have an opinion on the game?
I think the Knicks, I don't think you can overcome this. I think it's a lot like Cleveland. And Cleveland couldn't bounce back. I think that's I don't care how old you are. That's just so demoralizing how you handed them a game, and it's an all-time choke job.
What would you be saying if that tip-in doesn't go in? And we're going back to San Antonio tied at 2 apiece.
Spurs win the series. But to give that up like that, and the shot selection, the big thing is how bad Fox has been. This cannot happen with a veteran player taking horrific shots and on a max contract and turning the ball over. And there's 5 horrendous decisions he made in that game. Not pulling it out, rather. Taking the jumper, taking the 3, turning it over, and then the foul on Alvarado when you had him pinned. And he was in a treacherous situation, which could have resulted in an over and back. Terrible decision.
Yeah, my read on the game is that if it was flipped and the Knicks blew that game last night, filled with all the pressure in the world. A city that has not seen their team win a championship in 53 years. This close to winning a title. And they were going back to now play a game 5 with those aging vets, and you don't know if they're ever going to get back. I think the pressure would be too much for them. But the fact that it happened to San Antonio, and we've said this, we've beaten a dead horse with how many players are 22 and younger on the team. I mean, Harper's 20 years old. I can't get over how much I love his game. I think they're going to be fine. And I think mentally it won't be a problem. And that's the reason why I like him is they lost the game like that last night playing idiotic basketball. And so that tells me that they can just go out there and forget about all the outside noise and just play their game. That's it. And the pressure again on the Knicks, even though it's on the road, it's a lot to think about now over the next couple of days for them. They know it. They're legends in that city for the rest of their lives.
Well, they stole one, and they haven't played well either. They think they can play better. The other thing is, what's the whistle going to look like? That's the other thing.
And who's on the game?
And what is it's probably going to be not Donaghy, Foster. They are 10-0 ATS on a run with him in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was on game 1.
Maybe you can't overcome Johnson in these decisions with the rotations and also the ridiculous minutes. You're up 29 points. Why is Wemby playing the entire quarter? It's baffling.
Yeah, no
he
idea
was
why.
gassed. You still got to make your free throws, but the guy's out of gas.
Yeah, if ever you're going to have Cornette on the court for extended minutes, again, the Knicks are making a run when Wemby's on the court. Have Cornette out there. Have him go out there and suck it up for like 6 minutes in a row. And that way you could save Wemby and play him every single minute when it mattered most last night. And because of all those minutes in the third quarter, by the way, Wemby was terrible in the fourth quarter, including those brick free throws near the end.
They've been in this spot 3 times, and they've brought their A game every time. Up 60 to 20, 60 to 18 against the Hawks. Ran out Philly. Set the record in the first half for threes, tied the record. And what they did against the Cavs on the road and embarrassed them.
Yeah.
But what do they have in common? All 3 games were on the road. So I would be surprised if they do it again Saturday night and know that blood in the water, let's wrap it up and go in for the kill. And maybe all the role players also deliver. And the Shamits and the McBrides. And
the Spurs are a totally different team than the ones you just mentioned to me. That's why I like them.
Well, maybe not. I don't know. Defensively, they are.
Now I'm talking about like how young they are too. Harden, with that playoff history, the 76ers and their junk that they've dealt with for now and put out on the floor for 10 years, a little bit different than San Antonio.
When you whether you're tuned in to basketball or hockey, the action is nonstop at Pauly Market. They'll let you cash out before the final buzzer. See the game shifting like last night. You can lock in your early edge. Get started with free $50 using code BUZZ at Pauly Market. Trading not available in all jurisdictions. Everything you want, everything imaginable. The menu's incredible. Get up to Pauly Market and get your free $50 and let loose Game 5.
Plus, we want a Game 6 back at the Garden. Stay tuned. Primetime next. We'll take you through the entire live betting night, including Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Good luck tonight.